if you are a Christian business owner, I need you to sit down and listen up, because we're gonna go in deep today. If you missed part one, you can go check it out on the previous video. But to sum that up, we're diving into the Bible plan entitled 10 qualities of a kingdom business owner. And then we're taking that and pairing that with the book of Proverbs, because the book of Proverbs is full of gems. And personally, I believe it's a book that every entrepreneur, every business owner needs to read at least once in their life. Okay, so we are on quality number 2, and this is sensitivity to the Holy Spirit. Now, listen, right? In the Bible plan, right? In essence, it is talking about how there is this entire notion that Christians, or there is this entire notion that humans are only using 10% of their brains. Similarly, Christians are only 10% as in tune to the Holy Spirit compared to what they could be. I hope you're getting I hope you're catching. Are you picking what I'm dropping? Okay, so the entire plan is just speaking about how the believers and Christians are not receptive enough, that sometimes the Holy Spirit urges and pushes us into trying new things, into doing new things, into discomfort. But the beauty of the Holy Spirit is that in our discomfort, He will comfort us through our discomfort. So I just want to read a portion out of the Bible plan. That I am babysitting, so if you hear a toddler making noise, please just don't mind that. But the plan says the Holy Spirit enables us to step outside of our comfort zone and empowers us with supernatural abilities to be His witness. But most have no knowledge of how this occurs, and will not give the Holy Spirit's whispers any place in their hearts or their lives. And this is something that really challenged me, because in all of it, you have that voice that says, try this new thing or try that new thing, and you're so hesitant because like it's new. But then that's the Holy Spirit urging you to try new things. And listen to this: kingdom business owners must learn to train their ear to receive and respond to the Holy Spirit's movements. By the way, most of the time His desires for us take us out of our comfort zones, but has given us His comforter to supernaturally bring us comfort through our discomfort. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Just like how humans are not using the entirety of their brain, apparently, similarly, Christians are only 10% as spiritually in tune to the Holy Spirit. This is not facts. This is just my way of thinking and the analogy that has made sense to me. Now, if you go to the book of Proverbs, specifically chapter 1, verse, we're gonna do from verse 20 to 33, right? I'm not gonna read all of it, but there are a few things that really caught my eye or my ear. And it's essentially about the call of wisdom, right? So wisdom cries aloud in the streets, and in the markets she raises her voices. Now, here's the thing, right? In the entirety of, chapter 1 and the book of Proverbs, Solomon is repetitively saying that you need to seek wisdom and you need to seek understanding. And we've established in the first video that a business owner needs to be someone that is constantly after God's heart, because again, the business that you have, this is just, you are stewarding the gift that God has given you. And the gift that God has given you is this business. Essentially, this business is His, but He's just giving it to you. And a lot of the time, people make the mistake of idolizing their business instead of being after God's heart. So Solomon says you need to seek wisdom and you need to seek understanding, and these things are things that are coming from God. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. I just misquoted the verse. But when I read this, I took this and put it parallel to the Holy Spirit. And if you listen to verse 20, it says, wisdom cries cries aloud in the street. In the markets she raises her voice. At the head of the noisy street she cries out. At the entrance of the gate she speaks. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? And then if we go to verse 23, if you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you, and I will make my words known to you. And something that I noticed is that if you put the Holy Spirit, if you take this into concept in the context of the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit is constantly speaking to us and constantly convicting us. A lot of people feel like they don't hear the Holy Spirit, but it's more of you do hear him, but you just ignoring him. And here's the thing, it's a little voice that if you keep on ignoring, the voice gets softer and softer. Not that it stops speaking to you, but the other voices in your head are the one that gets louder and louder. So you need to choose, are you going to listen to the Holy Spirit, or are you going to listen to the other voices in your head? I digress. But the Holy Spirit is constantly speaking to us and constantly convicting us at multiple places. Here in verse 20 it says that wisdom cries aloud in the streets, just like the Holy Spirit can speak to us at the streets, at the city gates, in your house, in your bathroom, wherever you are. So the Holy Spirit is constantly speaking to you. But as a business owner, you need to be in tune with the Holy Spirit. You and the Holy Spirit need to be like this. Y'all need to be locked in, because by being locked in with the Holy Spirit, then you're able to hear and to receive what exactly he has to say. Like this business thing, it might not be your first business, it might be your second or your third. If it is your first business, in fact, it doesn't even matter. But the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Knowledge is power. And why would you want to walk this life alone? Why would you want to do business alone if you can just ask God? Because God has all of the answers at the end of the day. But bringing it back here, the Holy Spirit is constantly speaking to us, and he's constantly convicting us at different places and different times. And if you listen to him and if you turn at his reproof, then the Spirit shall be poured out to you, and the works will be made known. So again, it's just the same point that's being repeated over and over and over. And it's so fascinating how the word that I read in the plan and the word that I read in the Bible, it's always, they're parallel to each other. Like they speak the same thing. If you're sitting there and you are thinking, how am I going to do this? I have goals that I want to achieve. I have dreams that I want to achieve. I want to take my business further. Or if you're like, I don't want to take my business further, but I just need a second or a third stream of income. You can ask God, but you have to also be very in tune with the Holy Spirit. That's the entire point of today's of this plan. It's short, it's sweet, but it's challenging, because sometimes when the Holy Spirit pushes you out of your comfort zone, it's out of your comfort zone. So it is challenging, but that's my challenge to you. Stop and listen and think, where exactly do you feel that the Holy Spirit is pushing you in your business, in your personal life? And listen to that voice, because again, he will comfort us in that discomfort. I hope you have an amazing day and stay blessed.